So here we are with Harper. I call her Harps, little Harps. We also call her Wiggles because when she gets excited, which is quite often, she doesn't just wiggle her tail, she wiggles her whole butt back and forth. And to maintain the equilibrium, her head wiggles in the opposite direction like a fish or something like that. So when I'm trying to put on her harness to get her outside, she's super excited, wiggling all over, and I'm sitting for the harness, trying to catch her head in it. But once I get it on, she's good, and she'll go outside. She is house trained. She hasn't peed in the house or pooped or anything at all. She's very good about that and can hold her bladder. So there were a couple issues initially with them being separated during the day. Sasha stays in my room, and Harper stays in Dina's room, and they both have their food and water dishes in those rooms. And I think it was maybe the second day Harper was here, I went into Dina's room and had the door open, and both dogs came in, and they both went for the food bowl, and a fight broke out between them, kind of with no warning. They just went at it and all of a sudden started barking and snapping, and that's why I do keep their harnesses on both of them, even though there hasn't been an issue in the last 2 weeks at all. They've gotten along just great with everything, but just in case I need to break them up, that's why I keep the foster dogs on the harnesses when they're together. But I've been working with them. I'll feed them together, put their food bowls down, and as you see here, I've got both their food bowls down. I'm testing their food aggression by messing with their food and sticking my face right in there to see how they react and see how they react to each other eating very close. And I recorded this video or this little clip a few days ago, so after they'd been together about 2 weeks, and as you can see, there's no aggression between them, and more importantly, there's no human aggression when you get in their food, because some families, want to adopt might have small kids that come up and mess with a dog when they're trying to eat, and the last thing you want is a dog that gets very protective and vicious over their food. But as you see with me sticking my face right in Harper's bowl, and also little Sasha, that they just don't care at all. Which a lot of people said, I'm crazy, I'm going to get my face ripped off. What the hell are you doing? But by this point, I got to know Harper well enough that I knew she wasn't going to show any aggression at all. Her breed is listed on the Camp Companion website as Husky mixed breed. And if you look at the pictures, you look at her head, and you're thinking, well, it's probably a pit bull, and that's what I'm thinking too. And I know there's some stigma there. There's a lot of feelings both ways about pit bulls, and I've fostered a few pit bull mixes, and I've seen both sides of it. There's pit bulls mixes like little Harper here, the most loving dogs in the world, and there's other ones that should not be around other dogs at all. But you can see she's very good with other dogs, so I guess she kind of has the best of both worlds when it comes to the breeds, which is a very lucky outcome, because you could have the worst of them, but she's got the best. And so you can see she's got the pit bull head, the big old head, and good thing she doesn't shed like a husky. She's very, very affectionate with people, loves cuddling. She hasn't shown much destructive behavior at all, even though she's only about a year old. I did leave both their harnesses. I took them off one night and set them next to my desk, and Harper had free roam of the house during the night, and I woke up in the morning, and she didn't chew them up. She just cut right through here and cut right through the other one, like sending me a message like, you're not putting that thing on me again. Other than that, as far as chewing goes, she chewed up. I had a leather work glove sitting out. She chewed a little hole in that. She chewed on one of Dina's shoes. Dina said stop. And then maybe a day later, she tried it again, and Dina was like, hey, no. And Harper hasn't touched it since. So she's not at all destructive, unlike this little girl in her first couple years who destroyed everything I owned, which is what happens when you have a husky. The positive husky traits she has is very low aggression towards other dogs. She's got the blue eyes, and she's smart. Like I was talking about chewing through the harnesses. She didn't chew them up just for the sake of chewing. She just cut them both so they can't be used anymore. She's just got that husky goofball type attitude, and once in a while she'll do a little bit of the husky talking, but she's not super vocal like a husky. I did notice when I first picked her up, Lexi and I met in a parking lot in Rochester, that Harper is kind of skittish around men. As soon as I got Harper on the leash and Lexi pulled away, Harper didn't want to come anywhere near me. I couldn't bribe her with treats or anything, but she jumped right up in the back of the car. Loved going for a car ride. Loud noises kind of scare her. It was kind of funny. I put her out on the chain. I've got a 40-foot chain. I don't have a fenced-in yard. So at the side of the house. So with this chain, they can go all the way into the backyard, all the way into the front yard, and roam around quite a bit. And the first time I put her on it, I don't know if she saw a cat or something, but she took off running and got the chain hooked up over one of the kickouts from the downspout. And I went out there to see what was going on. I'm like, Harper, come here, come. And she'd start coming towards me, but every time she'd move, that chain would drag along the kickout a little bit and make a noise, and she'd stop. Like, what was that? Like, Harper, come on. So she'd move another foot and she'd stop and look at it. It was pretty funny. And so I haven't tested her with a vacuum cleaner or fireworks or anything yet, but she does get a little skittish. You can definitely see the playfulness here. And this is why I think she would do very well with another high energy dog, because this goes on quite a bit when they're together, maybe an hour, hour and a half a night, which is good because these dogs need tons of energy, and not many people can take a dog for a 10-mile bike ride or a 5-mile jog or something like that every single day. As far as her barking goes, she doesn't bark at every weird cloud or a leaf blowing across the lawn or something like that, but if she's looking out the window and somebody's walking a dog by, she'll bark a few times at them and get all excited and run back and forth and whining and barking at the windows. But it's interesting, if she's outside, she'll only bark a couple times and then just sort of sit and whine. So she's not the type of dog that just barks all day, every day for no reason at all. It's just if she sees somebody out walking a dog or something like that, she gets a little excited. As far as her being a watchdog, she's terrible. I think it was the second day she was here, maybe the third day. I came home from work and I was coming in the door, and I think maybe she didn't recognize me, and she was barking up a storm as I was coming in the back door of the house. And as soon as I walked in the door, she shot off like a rocket and went and hid in Dina's room behind the bed. So yeah, if you're looking for a watchdog, she'll probably alert you if somebody breaks into your house, but she's not going to do anything about it. And she does seem pretty intelligent. I've taught her some commands. I don't know if some of them she knew already or relearned, or if I'm teaching them to her, but she knows how to sit and shake and lay down. Taking her for walks, she does pull a little bit on the leash. Not so bad. You can't just hold on to her with one arm. It's not extreme or anything, but she doesn't really know how to heel. You just got to give her a little tug here and there. That's about it for my notes here. Let's see if I can get her back up here. Harper, come here. Good girl. Who's the girl? Here's the good girl. Come here. Oh, there. Very cuddly, listens well, come right to you, and just loves getting any affection at all that she can. So, yeah, if you have a home that would fit for another high energy dog, I think she would work out great. So she's available through Camp Companion. I'll have some links down below to her adoption page. I hope to find her home soon. So thanks for watching.